Hey guys, and welcome to episode 7 of Threads, where I start recording an episode, and then about halfway through I decide that I don't want to do it anymore and push back the episode from coming out. But welcome to the true episode 7, in case the other one eventually comes out. I doubt it will, because I didn't get all the way through recording it, but where that one was boring, this one should be interesting. Today we're on an archive of an archive. It's a Wayback Machine archive of a 4chan archive, or it's 4chanarchive.org, and this one should be fun. And this one might actually get another episode. It probably will get another episode, because this is barbie.avi. Now, you may have heard of this before, you may have not. I've heard of it, but I actually have no idea what it's about, which kind of makes me excited because there is actually videos to go along with this as well, which since the thread predates the videos, we're going to watch the videos afterwards. But yeah, this one's actually pretty deep, so to speak. This one actually has quite a few threads on it, and it's been a pretty deep mystery up until a couple years ago. So we'll actually have a few threads to talk about this particular topic, and it should be a good one. Should be better than the other one I had planned at least. This is on paranormal, and this thread is probably the oldest thread we'll ever have. It is from July 14th, 2009. Now, if you need a reference, 2009, current year you're watching, that this video comes out is 2019. It's been a decade since this thread has come out, so let that sink in. Makes me feel old. But thread number is 2283878. So let's get into this. Also, there are pictures posted. I can't look at them. This archive didn't archive the pictures. I imagine the original one might have, but this archive of the archive, I'm going to bang my wall saying the same thing over and over, does not have the picture. So it's what you make of it, honestly. You just got to make do with what you got, unfortunately, in this situation, since this is the only living archive of this. But let's start. Title of the thread was please read this. Hello, this thing happened to me a few months ago. I just need to share it with somebody. It all started at my friend's party. He's an artist who rented out a loft in the industrial part of town. If you can picture what a place like Detroit looked like in the 1920s, that's what this area looks like. A bunch of old turn-of-the-century factories crammed into 10 blocks. Most of them are abandoned. So I partied a little too hard that night and decided to crash on the couch at the loft. I woke up at around 4 a.m. Shit, dude. Sun wasn't out yet, you bet. Stop injecting, Chris. The sun wasn't out yet, but you could still make things out in the dim blue light. I went to the bathroom, carefully tiptoeing around the people that were passed out on the floor. As I was taking a piss, I tiptoed to look out the bathroom window, and I saw the panorama of deserted urban decay. I remembered how much I liked places like this. It was dark and devoid of life, and strangely serene. So I went back to the couch and tried to fall asleep. After 45 minutes of staring at the ceiling, I decided I didn't want to be there any longer, so I swallowed my pride and decided to wake my girlfriend up to beg her for a ride, since walking around the vacant streets at the time was not an option. It is, but in Detroit, I'd never been, never lived, but I don't think you'd want to be walking around in Detroit at 4 a.m. That's real nigga hours. I'm being such a dumbass today. Why? Being an awesome girlfriend, she was totally cool with it and told me she would be there in about a half hour and that she would give me a call when she was outside. My phone dies 10 minutes later, so I decided I would sit by the window and watch for her. I sat there for a while and my eyes started getting heavy and I began to doze off. A crashing noise outside woke me up. It wasn't loud, just enough to snap me into reality. I looked out the window and scanned the area. I didn't see anybody. Across the street from the loft, near a mountain of garbage bags in one of those enormous dumpsters, I see a computer and a monitor smashed against the floor that hadn't been there before. When my girlfriend arrives, I go downstairs and greet her. Just as I'm about to get in the car, I remembered a friend of mine had blown out his power supply, so I decided to walk over to the dumpster and see what I could salvage. The monitor was worthless, but the tower seemed to have suffered almost no damage, so I put it in the trunk and we drove off. You really want to go snatching people's computers? Like, what? About a week had passed and I completely forgot about the tower until one day my girlfriend calls to let me know that it was still in the trunk and that she wanted it out. That night I brought it home, and before I took it apart I decided to hook it up to the monitor and see if it still ran. And to my surprise it did. It was an XP OS and it looked like it had been wiped clean. I guess out of more of the curiosity really, I decided to do searches like all those in hopes of finding some secret stash full of weird deviant the previous owner had forgotten about. Search came up nothing, so I searched for picture files, nothing. Then I searched for movies, and one file came up. It was a .avi inside a folder titled Barbie, hidden in the Windows System 32 directory. So I played it. Now this is where it gets extremely disturbing. Okay, and that's where it gets the title, of course. It was an AVI file called Barbie, so you know. The movie was about an hour long of what seemed like raw exported footage. The footage of was this woman sitting on a chair and talking against a white backdrop. I skipped through most of the movie and it was all the same continuous shot. Then I decided to sit through the footage and find out what she was talking about. About 15 seconds into the footage, the audio gets completely bad and her voice drowned out in harsh static / background music. I couldn't make out a thing, so I import the footage into Final Cut and try to mess with the levels to isolate her voice. It helped a little, but I still couldn't hear what she was saying. I'm intrigued now, and I begin to really pay attention to her face and body language. It seems she's being asked questions because she stops at times to listen and then continue talking. About 15 minutes into the footage, her face begins to redden and contort as if the questions are bothering her, but she continues to answer them anyways. Shortly after she begins to cry, she sobs hysterically for the duration of the film. One of the few words I could lip read was skin. She repeats this word many times throughout the footage, and at one point she even pulls at the skin of her from her arm and mouths the word. She seems to be unhappy with her skin. There's much more I have to get off my chest, but it's getting late and I can't go on. I will share the rest tomorrow. God save my soul. Holy crap. Okay. So far, I was not potentially expecting it to be... Well, I expected it to be deep, considering how long people have been investigating this, but it's getting interesting now. Well, it has potential. I say you post the rest, upload it. I would say I would totally RS this. I want more and I want more now. Can't sleep, so I might as well post the rest. Yay. OP, you have given me a new agenda. Seek out abandoned PC towers in hopes of finding one with a hard drive. Do it, man. This is cash. Oh, man. Was that a vernacular back in 2009? I was, how old was I in 2009? 12? So I wouldn't know the type of vernacular they're saying. Except swag. Everyone fucking said swag and shit. And finesse. Like, what? I didn't understand it. I was a fucking kid. But I should actually mention this. This was archived. This, in particular, the archive, was only archived about a little shy of 2 months after this happened. So whoever archived this, if it doesn't automatically archive, I can't remember. I think people manually archive. Good on you, man. Because you knew what was up, and you decided to archive this, and for that I gotta shout you out, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be doing this, except for the other capture, which also worked. But shout out to that guy, because he's out there somewhere. So if you're watching this, man, hey, where's more OP? Come on, you can do it. We all want to know what was on his hard drive. Sounds pretty creepy. Delicious creepypasta. OP here. Here's the rest. It kept on building and building. In about 40 minutes in, she was crying so hard she could barely look at the camera. She stops talking at this point, and the rest of the footage is just her crying with her head down. Oddly enough, she doesn't get up or move. Then it just goes black. I was fucking stunned. I played the whole thing through many times that night, trying to find inflections and nuances in her movement that would reveal anything else about what was going on. I felt so dissatisfied. I wanted to know more. That's when I noticed that there was about 10 more minutes left on the timeline after the screen went black. And about 2 minutes in there was more footage. The footage was extremely shaky, almost unwatchable, and depicted a pair of legs walking along train tracks. What? My guess is the camera was accidentally left on and being carried somewhere. The person in this footage walks along the train tracks for about 6 minutes and then turns into the forest and walks over what looks like foliage flattened by a piece of plywood. The person continues on this makeshift plywood road until the movie clip ends. Now my heart started beating with excitement because there were train tracks a few miles away where that looked very similar to the one in the video. I had to check this out. I called up my friend Ezra. He's 6'4", 250 pounds of mostly muscle. That's my goal. That's a goal right there. And convinced him to go on a little venture with me. I'm no pushover myself, but I felt if I was going to go wandering in the woods looking for God knows what, extra muscle wouldn't hurt. This whole idea of investigating this video had me so excited I couldn't sleep. I don't know, man. That would creep me out. Especially okay, they're going on a sunny day. Okay, I was about to say, they're going like at night. I'd be like, nah, bruh. Next morning on a Sunday, Saturday, I took my flashlight, my camera, and my 7-inch K-bar. At least he brought a weapon of some sort. At least he's better than most creepypasta protagonists, I guess. With a matte black finish and a serrated edge. Definitely details I needed to know about your knife. You know. Might as well go into all the details, right? If you had a gun, you'd be like, I had a Glock 19 Gen 2, swapped out the barrel, night sights, everything. 33 round magazine. This is the type of dick. Man, I swear, but that doesn't matter. And went to pick up Ezra. When I got to his house, he wasn't even awake. When I woke him, he pretty much told me to fuck off. I was already packed and I had mentally prepared myself to do this, so I decided to go through with it without him. I parked my car on the train at the train station, took my stuff, and hopped onto the tracks. After walking for about 2 hours, I saw a broken piece of plywood, and my knees almost buckled with excitement. I don't know. What is this guy made of? This shit would freak me out. I searched the nearby foliage, and there it was, a little plywood trail leading into the forest. I walked slowly along the trail, paying close attention to everything. I would stop occasionally, kneel down, and listen for anything or anyone, but it was so quiet. This was one of the most nerve-wracking things I'd ever done. I didn't know what to expect at the end of this trail. This is already miles above that Skinwalker one, because at least we have it's different. This shit hits different in 2009. The dense tree line gave way into a little island of grassy field, and then I saw it. It was a house that looked like it was being consumed by the forest. From the looks of it, no one lived there for 20, maybe 30 years. I got my camera and snapped a few pictures. A few yards away from the house was a tool shed made of rusty sheet metal. I just sat there among the trees for a while, absorbing everything. I didn't want to go into the open field. I hate this bad feeling that someone would see me. It took me a while to muster up the courage to go up to the house. The door was partly open. I pushed it in with the flashlight and was relieved that the inside was actually very well lit. I put my flashlight away and got my camera and took a few more pictures. There was no furniture. The floor was riddled with bricks and wood and rubble, and some of the walls had huge holes in them. When I went in further to explore, I saw some things I didn't pay much mind to in that moment, but now that I think about them in hindsight, greatly disturbed me. The first thing that seemed a little odd was one of the doors in the first room that I presumed that led to the basement. It seemed a little too new to be in this house, and that it was also the only door in the house that was locked. Also, when I made my way up to the second floor, I saw some chairs and a fold-up table that also seemed a little too new to be there. But what disturbed me the most, for some reason, was the bathroom. Okay, dude. The dust on the mirror had been wiped away, and in the bathtub I saw a clear plastic tarp that still had water droplets on it from when I presumed it was washed clean. That's when I heard something moan really loud, and that's when I jumped the fuck out of the second story window and ran back to the tracks. Damn, dude, he did a commando dive out the second window like Leon S. Kennedy in Resident Evil 4, dude. That's the shit he did. That's how I'm imagining it, at least. Halfway there, I realized the moaning was most likely a water pipe expanding or contracting, and that little moment of release gave into the horror that I felt when I wondered why the water would be running on an abandoned house in the middle of the fucking woods. It's been a little more than 2 months since this happened, and I haven't gone back there nor plan to. I'm getting those vibes I don't like, dude. It's something you guys should know. I should say this. I'm recording this at like 2 in the morning, so I do kind of get those ghost vibes, and I'm really not liking it right now. Man, I wanted to do other barbie.avi threads too. This one's going to be long enough to put into its own video, and then whenever we get around to the other ones, I'll just put those in their own videos as well, I guess. If this is true, you're my hero. Go OP. This is like one of those text adventure computer games. Did you get the ropes, matches, crowbars, etc.? So like Zork, I guess. When I went in further to explore, I saw some details that in hindsight greatly disturbed me. Please describe in more detail why they disturb you. Also, where is this house? Any plans to involve police or turn up more guys and weaponry? Dude, go nuts, dude. If it's America, bring everything, dude. That's what I do, at least. More guys, man. Dude, show up with the whole fucking squad. Maybe you can investigate the area where the computer was dumped or upload this video for more expert analysis. Expert, quote unquote. I'm going to guess that the X 10 years ago is the same as the X nowadays, and the X nowadays is kind of shaky. I mean, sure, they analyze things, but they analyze very questionable things as well. It's up to you to get this mystery solved, OP, but others can help. Yes, it's true. When I put two and two together and really think about all the possibilities, I can't sleep at night. But I guess the lesson learned is that if you have to go prying into other people's lives, you might find something truly horrible. Ignorance is bliss, man. Where do you live, OP? I would be willing to check this shit out if it's somewhere nearby. No, be brave, even if it's just to hand over this video to the police. You have to do something. It could be evidence in a murder kidnapping case. The guy was asking what details disturbed him. Well, the door was very new compared to the house, and it was locked. That means that someone replaced the previous rotten door. Almost all the doors in the house were flimsy and rotten, to keep something in or out of that basement. And wondering what the plastic tarp in the bathroom was used for just send my mind into all these horrible places. I haven't tried to contact the police. I don't know if I should. This very well could get famous. The story is unbelievably creepy. Not wrong, really. This actually is a relatively popular creepypasta, so to speak. If you aren't fucking around, post a location or video. Let us help if you are too afraid to do so. Okay, so this is the OP. I checked out all the missing person cases in my area for the past couple of years, and none of them look like the girl in the video. The only thing that's deterred me from coming clean is that I was trespassing on private property and I destroyed some of the private property. I omitted this part from my story, so he didn't talk about that. So that's a new detail. And I don't know who owns that property, so I'm kind of paranoid. I do have pictures I took in a few minutes from a vid when I was trying to mess with it on Final Cut. I can post pictures if you want, but I'm reluctant to post a video. Okay, picture? I doubt it's in their archive still. Yep. It's a 404, so we don't know what the house looks like, unfortunately. Okay, let's search for this house picture real quick. So this could potentially be it. I am not sure, though, because there's no real way to tell, because the original one is 404, unfortunately. Couldn't get into trouble for uploading a video and pics. It'd only be a good thing. There are much worse things on the internet than women in a chair crying or pictures from inside a derelict house. Worst case scenario, could get a slap on the wrist for trespassing, but the chances of getting caught for that are negligible. Oh, we had the, there it goes. There's the, what do you call it? Daylight savings. So we just hit daylight savings. Back to 1 o'clock. This is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to get the boys and head out there again this weekend. If you guys were from my town, you know I wouldn't want to go advertising this around. Word gets around here fast. If the owner of the property is someone important, I could get myself caught in a situation I don't want to be in. Question, if I came clean, would police be obligated to tell the owner of the property that I went snooping around and fucked up their shit? You can see the shed here. I didn't have a chance to see what was inside. Fuck, man. It's such a disappointment that this thread just pictures didn't get archived. This must be one of them right here. This. So, that is creepy, man. Well, he wasn't lying about the shed. It's all rusted up and everything. And the house looks like it's falling apart. I don't know where it could possibly be living, though. For the love of God, more, and people are demanding the video over everything. Okay, I'll post more. I don't care if you think it's fake or not. I just had this bottle up inside and I need to tell someone. This is the first frame of the footage, so we posted a frame. Can't see it, unfortunately, again. OP here. Yes, I was surprised when I saw this too. This was the first time I had seen this since 2 months ago, and in my memory I could have sworn the backdrop was white, referring to this guy, where apparently, I guess the backdrop isn't white. It is a white backdrop, so I don't know what he's talking about. Or no, it's kind of like a hazel backdrop, I guess. This is a better shot of the metal shed. I wish I had checked in. You should post a video now. You'll probably get some 2009, man. Jeez, it is 2009. Jeez, look at all these terms. I believe this just turned up to 11. Like, dude, people are like 2009 memeing, dude. Oh shit, this guy's smart as hell. OP, could you find the house on Google Maps and post a link to it, coordinate, zip code, postcode, or screen cap the aerial view so we could see the tracks, field, and house? This would be pretty irrefutable proof for those who still aren't convinced. I believe you. I don't think that's how Google Maps works, because they wouldn't be able to get out there to take the picture. Well, actually, they take aerial pictures, so there is that. Jeez, look at all this 2009 shit. I swear to God, dude. Where it was secretly switched on in a desperate bid to leave some clue as to their whereabouts. That is. Green texting, my guess is that camera was accidentally left on. I told myself I didn't care if you guys believe me or not, but for some weird reason I want you guys to believe me. I will post a screen cap, but that's it. This weekend I'm going to round up some guys and go to this place. If something turns up, I'll let you guys know. Yo, okay, so I got shivers. What the shit? So that was, I think that was the picture that he was talking about before that he was going to post. Because people are having really adverse reactions to it right now. And we can't see it. That's kind of annoying. You just heard me talk through my teeth. I'm sorry about that. I don't get it. I wasn't angry. I was just kind of, If any of your friends have a gun, take it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, if you're gonna go to an abandoned house where shit might be going down, be armed. Not like be like knife armed. Like be like firearmed. That was a horrible joke, but it's like, you know what I mean. Be like that armed, dude. Dude, what? Everyone is having a really adverse reaction to that picture. Same legit door colors identical, chairs same color spelled with the U in one sentence and without one in the next. Awesome. Only thing that is her face looks different. OP, please answer the question. Which order are the caps in the video? Possible out-of-towner kidnapped and went missing won't be put in the local database because chances are no one would know where she went missing, and goddamn bravo OP. OP can verify identity and story without any danger, without losing anonymity by posting Google coordinates and showing train tracks, field, and shed, house and shed. This is not a hoax. The aerial view could be compared to the pics of house for verification. Even pics of the plywood track, whilst compelling evidence, very exciting, could have been acquired from the internet before the thread was posted. So people are picking it apart right now. Girl in the first pic looks around 16, 17. Second pic 25, 26, different noses, different hair, different clothes. Second pic doesn't have the same distortion as first pic. Chair in the second pic is a lot bigger than the first chair. Shame but fake. Second girl has also a wider mouth. I don't know how people notice that. Holy shit, real again. He posts, yeah, so that guy was trolling, I guess, but they post another pic and now everyone's like, oh yeah, bitch. Everyone's right back on board. Before everyone was like, nah, this shit's fake. OP posts one pic and they're all like up in arms again. Oh my god. That's so real. I'm just playing some Metroid Prime shit so cash while observing this thread. Dude, that's so real though. That game was awesome. That's what's up, dude. Metroid Prime 1. Oh my god. Second girl looks more like she's gonna burst into tears. This matches what OP told us be the reason why it looks a little different. But what this guy says, if you broke into the basement, you'd find a studio. Be careful about that. That just unsettles me. Okay, he's replying, well, the OP is asleep. Let's talk about what happened. What do you think was the crashing sound? Maybe the owner thought the cops were onto him and throw it out the window? Could have fallen out of the garbage pile. Also, the lady in the picture looks like she has a 90-ish haircut. How old do you think the video is? Now that's a question. Not sure I buy owner ditching evidence in plain sight. That's real. Especially if it happened recently. The quality seems to be from the 90s. 90s, I don't know. The haircut could date back way earlier, and it's highly possible that it's modern too. I mean, it's not exactly heavily styled. In short, it's not really possible to date it. If I had to say though, I don't think it was filmed yesterday. This guy has something. Man, this guy is really onto something right here. I think it has something to do with some illegal plastic surgery operation going on in that house. Barbie skin, I don't know, it just adds up. He's right though. That's genius. That guy cracked the whole thing. Yeah, everyone's referring back up to, where is he now? Yeah, that guy is smart though. Everyone's playing 2D chess and he's playing fucking 47D Monopoly, dude. He's on a whole fucking another plane of existence. I don't know about a lot about US, but even when it comes to illegal plastic surgery, ain't it in a hospital? Who would do it in a creepy house? The video background seems old. Could it be in a basement? I mean, where does a locked door lead? It would explain the plastic tarp. Maybe they used it to cover an operating table? People. Yeah, but what if the basement was tricked out clean? Who'd expect it? You can make money by offering cut rate surgery. Do we have any botany experts? People. I keep saying people because I'm just blown away. Nobody would suspect an old rundown house for such an operation. The basement's probably in great shape, resembling an operating room. As I said before, it adds up. I googled barbie.avi and got a bunch of torrents. I'm afraid to download them though. Some of them appear to be some kind of anime, but several are just barbie.avi. Maybe some people already know about this? Do plastic surgeons videotape their customers explaining why they want surgery? I don't think so. Sounds to me like the woman was describing someone being in some way mutilated, perhaps something she was under the influence of a psychoactive drug and it was being filmed for lulz when she had a bad trip. The surgery experience theory would explain why she removed her sweater and why she was pulling at her penguin wings. But hysterical crying, whose body image is so bad that they get that upset. It says, okay, hate to burst everyone's bubble, but this pics OP provided are fake and are from a pretty obscure French movie called Albert Souffre? I don't know. Fuck it. I can't speak French. I can, but not very well. There's part in the movie that's supposed to look like a camcorder interview, and well, that's where he ripped it from. I'll admit I'm impressed by Opie's trolling skills. Unfortunately, there's a pixie on X today who can recognize it. Meet Josephine Fresson? Josephine Fresson? Is that how you spell it? What the fuck? Meet Josephine Fresson, the female lead, and Albert Souffre. She looks a bit like the woman OP's pick might have done a while back. The dream is over. How do you spell that name? Josephine Fresson. This is that chick they're talking about, but she doesn't quite match up. Alfred Souffre doesn't pull anything up, so I'm not sure if that's a real movie. I don't see the resemblance, so a lot of people, like this guy, doesn't look like it for shit. Anyone could hunt down the name of blah. People aren't believing it. I know one thing, if I had been the one to go to the house, they would have known I had been there, because as soon as I heard I would have therapy all over the place. Oh my god. Albert Souffre. Let's copy paste this. A movie from 1992. So it was a movie from 1992, little unknown movie no one's ever fucking heard about. No real pictures of it. Nothing. Weird. Juliette Maniac was also in Albert Souffre. This one could be the woman from OP's pick. Is that her though? Is that the right one? Dude, that's the right one. Hey, she's kind of a dime though. Yo, chill, Chris. Hey, she's kind of killing it though. What the fuck? Seems like the video could be some kind of psychiatric interview or evaluation. The woman might have body dysmorphic disorder or some kind of delusional disorder that causes a preoccupation with their own skin. It's not a rare psychiatric disorder by any means, and I have read some very disturbing journal articles about all that. And that's the end of the thread. So it lasted for around 10 hours is how long this thread lasted, and it ended a lot of confusion, I guess. No one knew if it was real or not, but that was the thread. A very interesting read. Probably the most interesting read thread we have so far. That wasn't a total investigation. I would call that I Am God was an investigation more than it was a read. But this was an interesting thread. But that concludes the thread part of this. We're actually going to watch the 3 videos that were uploaded to YouTube. So this is the first video, barbie.avi. In the description, as you can see, this is the archive to the thread that we were just reading, but let's watch the video. I might skip around if there's nothing interesting in it. There may very well be nothing interesting in this. It's awful quality though. If she's smiling, laughing, kind of. Video quality is awful, and there's this weird... Okay, that... Oh, I don't like that sound. I'm so unsettled, dude. I hate those kind of sounds. Turn the volume down. Camera's put in a very poor position. Okay, so that was... I skipped around, obviously, but there was not a lot to see in that video, to be honest. So, going to part 2... Full screen again. In this part you can actually hear her talking, but it's kind of hard to hear. If these truly are the original clips, I don't really buy the French part because you can clearly hear her. She sounds like she's speaking English and it's pretty fluent with no accent, so I'm not sure. But this part you can actually hear someone speaking. Okay, I cannot make out any words she is saying. Okay, wait. Did I miss something there? It seemed like she paused for a question off screen, but I couldn't hear anything being said in that time. Yeah, she is talking to somebody, but I can't hear what... They're not really saying anything, and she's laughing in this part. I don't know if you're seeing that, but the video keeps warping. It's very... It's not strange. It is strange, but it's kind of... And more to the point, the video keeps warping on her face. Okay, so that was part 2. Not a lot to decipher. As far as I know, there is no part 3. If it ever existed, probably not. We're gonna go to part 4 since that was the other one. Bad audio again. So there's that shirt transition there they were talking about. And then, I don't know if you saw it, it transitioned again. This part is different. I don't know if you can notice, but she does look kind of like disturbed. Even though it's very hard to see anything. Yeah, she looks disturbed. That's the only way I can put it. Oh, dude, she's got a fucking stump for her right arm. And this is where the video cuts to black. You see that though? Oh man. And it cuts to black with a little bit of footage at the end. Oh man, that's nuts though. She was, oh man, dude. Of 6 parts, but no more than 3 parts were ever uploaded. Huh. Oh man, my mind is, now I'm going nuts. That was Threads episode 7. I'm highly doubting this is going to be the end of our dive into barbie.avi, because I think this goes a lot deeper than this. I think what we've done is we essentially have scratched the surface of something a lot bigger. And so I'm doubting this is going to be our last video on this. So I'm intrigued to see what comes of this in the future. But this has been Threads episode 7, barbie.avi on paranormal. Thread number 2283878. Not sure if the thread will be in the description because there's kind of it's kind of I'll make that decision. The videos will be in the description though if you want to go watch them yourself and lean off what you want from them. That's been this episode of Threads. If there's anything that I missed in this one, I'll be back. I'm pretty confident in that because this does go deeper. I know this because there was I actually saw a thread related to this. I actually never read into it, but I did bookmark it, and I know that it's somewhere. I have it that relates to this, so we'll probably be looking right back into this eventually. But this has been pretty awesome, honestly. Very creepy as well. And it was a very fun read and a very so-so video watch. But yeah, Threads episode 7, probably the second best I've ever done so far. If you watched all the way through, which it'll probably be a long video, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.